The helicopter shook the whole neighborhood before Maya even heard the blades. Windows rattled, dogs barked, and every kid on her block ran outside barefoot to see what was happening. And right there, in the middle of her tiny, patchy front yard, a sleek black helicopter began to land. Its doors marked with the logo of one of the richest men in the country. All because a 20-year-old black college student had missed an exam to help a stranger. If you're part of the Black Visionaries family, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tell me where you're watching from. Maya Johnson had spent the whole semester preparing for this one economics exam. If she aced it, she'd keep her scholarship. If she failed, she'd probably have to drop out and move back home for good. Her alarm went off before sunrise. She got ready in the small off-campus room she rented with money from her part-time job at the campus coffee shop. She checked her bag 3 times, calculator, pencils, student ID, notes, and whispered to herself, "This is it, Maya. No distractions. No mistakes. Today decides your future." On the bus ride to campus, she ignored her buzzing phone, ignored social media, ignored everything except the formulas she'd been memorizing. Her professor was strict. He'd said it 3 times. If you are late or miss the exam, there are no makeups. Life doesn't give retakes. Maya believed him. She lived it. Her family back home was counting on her. Her mom worked double shifts at a nursing home. Her little brother thought she was a superhero. Everyone called her the first Johnson who's going to graduate college. The pressure was heavy, but it kept her moving. She got off the bus 1 stop early to clear her head, walking the last few blocks through the downtown streets toward campus. The sky was clear, the morning traffic light, and she was perfectly on time. For once, everything seemed under control, until she turned the corner and heard the scream. The cry was sharp and desperate. Maya froze for half a second, then ran toward the sound. On the sidewalk near a glossy black car, a woman lay on her side, clutching her stomach and gasping for air. Her designer purse was scattered, her phone cracked on the ground, and her leg was twisted at a painful angle. The driver of the car jumped out, panicked. "Ma'am, Mrs. Carter," he shouted, voice shaking. "Oh no, oh no, someone call an ambulance." The name hit Maya. Carter, as in Ethan Carter, the billionaire tech founder they always showed on the news. The man whose companies were on half her homework assignments. Maya didn't stop to process it. She just dropped her backpack and knelt beside the woman. "Ma'am, can you hear me? My name is Maya. I'm here to help." The woman, mid-40s, elegant even in pain, looked up with wide, terrified eyes. I can't breathe right," she whispered. Maya's mom had taught her basic first aid, and she'd taken a campus emergency response course. She checked the woman's breathing, made sure her airway was clear, and gently encouraged her to stay still. "Don't move your leg, okay? Help is coming." The driver stuttered. I tried to call 911, but the call dropped. I can't get a signal." Maya grabbed her own phone, dialed 911, and clearly explained the location, the woman's condition, and what had happened. She stayed calm, even as her heart pounded. The dispatcher said, "Paramedics are on the way. Stay with her. Don't leave her alone." Maya swallowed. She glanced at the time. If she stayed, she'd probably miss her exam. Mrs. Carter squeezed Maya's wrist tightly. "Please don't go," she whispered. "I'm scared." Maya looked at the woman's pale face, the pain in her eyes. She thought about her professor's warning, her scholarship, her whole future. Then she thought about what her mom would say if she walked away. Maya made her decision. "I'm not going anywhere," she said gently. "I'm staying with you." Minutes felt like hours. Maya kept talking to Mrs. Carter, asking simple questions to keep her awake. Her name, her kids, her favorite vacation. The driver paced, still shaken, but slowly calmed down as Maya took control. Sirens finally grew louder in the distance. When the ambulance arrived, the paramedics moved quickly, checking vitals, fitting an oxygen mask, and stabilizing the injured leg. One of them looked at Maya. "You the one who called?" "Yeah," she said, standing. Her knees were stiff from the cold sidewalk. "You did good," he told her. "You might have saved her from going into shock." They loaded Mrs. Carter onto a stretcher. As they rolled her into the ambulance, the woman reached out weakly for Maya's hand. "Thank you," she whispered. Don't forget your dreams because of me." The doors closed. The ambulance pulled away. Maya checked her phone. The exam had started 15 minutes ago. The bus stop was too far, and even if she sprinted, she'd never make it in time. Her stomach dropped. She still went to campus, just in case. But when she arrived, the classroom door was closed and silent. Through the little window, she could see students bent over their papers. She knocked once, then twice. No response. Her professor had made it clear, once the exam began, no one entered. She sat on the hallway floor, tears burning her eyes, and sent him a long email explaining everything about the accident, the ambulance, the decision she had made. She attached the 911 call log. She hoped, prayed, begged in her heart. Hours later, his reply came. While I respect your actions, the policy is clear. There are no makeups. You will receive a 0 for this exam. One exam, 40% of her grade. Enough to sink her scholarship. Maya closed her laptop slowly. For the first time since she'd left home for college, she felt truly defeated. She had done the right thing, and it still felt like she was being punished for it. The next week was a blur. Maya met with the financial aid office, and they confirmed her fear. If her grade dropped below the requirement, she'd lose her scholarship next term. She tried to negotiate, ask about appeals, special cases, anything, but rules were rules. At night, she lay awake in her twin bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering if she'd have to pack up her life and go home. She didn't regret helping Mrs. Carter, but she couldn't stop thinking, why does doing the right thing have to cost so much? Then, 3 days later, there was a knock on her dorm room door. Her roommate opened it, then stepped back, eyes wide. Standing in the hallway were 2 well-dressed men in suits and a woman holding a leather folder. "Is Maya Johnson here?" one of the men asked. Maya stood slowly. "That's me." He smiled. "Miss Johnson, my name is Marcus. I work for the Carter family. Mr. Ethan Carter would like to speak with you. Do you have a moment?" Her heart skipped. "The Ethan Carter?" "The same," Marcus said. "May we come in?" They sat at her tiny desk and explained everything. Mrs. Carter had told her husband about the young student who stayed with her, who held her hand, who chose kindness over her own important exam. The paramedics had backed up the story. So had the driver. "Mr. Carter was deeply moved by what you did," the woman with the folder said softly. "He asked us to look into your situation. We learned about your scholarship, your exam, and your professor's policy." Maya shifted, embarrassed. "I didn't help her for money or anything. We know," Marcus said. "That's exactly why this matters." They slid a business card and an envelope across the desk. "Mr. Carter would like to invite you and your family to visit his home this weekend. He'd also like to discuss how he can support your education." Maya stared at them, speechless. Her roommate silently mouthed, "Say yes." She whispered, "Okay, yes." 2 mornings later, back in her hometown, Maya stood on the small wooden porch of her family's house. The area was quiet, modest, nothing like the neighborhoods she'd seen online in photos of billionaires' homes. Her mom folded her arms, squinting at the sky. "Are you sure this is real, baby? This isn't some prank." Before Maya could answer, the rumble began, low at first, then louder. The trees swayed, loose dust lifted off the street, and her little brother ran out yelling, "Maya, something's flying over us." The helicopter swooped into view, dark and sleek, circling once before slowly descending into their front yard. Neighbors peeked out from windows and front doors, phones already out to record. The door of the helicopter slid open. A tall man in a simple dark jacket stepped out. No flashy jewelry, no huge entourage, just one security guard behind him. Maya recognized him instantly from the news. Ethan Carter himself walked up the path to her porch, smiling warmly. "Maya Johnson?" he asked. She swallowed. "Yes, sir." He held out his hand. "I'm Ethan. My wife hasn't stopped talking about you. She wanted to come herself, but she's still recovering. She asked me to deliver this in person." He handed her a thick envelope. Inside was a letter and several documents. As she read, her hands started to shake. It was a full scholarship, tuition, books, housing, paid for by the Carter Foundation. Not just for this year, but for the rest of her undergraduate degree. "And one more thing," Ethan added. "We spoke with your university. While your professor won't change his grade, the administration has agreed to review your situation. We've also endowed a new scholarship in your name, the Maya Johnson Courage Award, for students who show exceptional character." Maya's mom covered her mouth, tears spilling over. Her little brother shouted, "Maya, you're famous." Maya looked up, still stunned. Why all this? I just did what anyone should do." Ethan shook his head. "No, A lot of people keep walking when they're scared of losing something. You didn't. You chose a human life over your own plans. The world needs people like that. He glanced back at the helicopter. Now, if you're up for it, I'd like to fly you and your family out to our home for lunch. My wife wants to thank you herself. Maya turned to her mom, who nodded, still wiping her eyes. As they walked toward the helicopter together, Maya realized something. The exam she'd missed felt like the end of everything. But that moment on the sidewalk, kneeling beside a stranger, had actually been the beginning of a story she never could have written for herself. Sometimes, the doors we think are closing are just making room for something bigger to land, right in our own front yard. Thanks for watching, Black Visionaries family. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, and let me know where you're watching from. Until next time, stay blessed and stay inspired.